Now. Hi, everyone. This is Andy Davis with the Clatsop County Democrats. I am here with Susan Coddington, who is running for the Sunset Empire Parks and Recreation Board. Welcome, Susan. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me. My name is Sue Coddington. I'm often called that, and on the ballot, my name will be Susan and parentheses Sue Coddington. So anyway, I want to say hello and give you a moment to get to know me a little bit. I want to tell you I am very honored and humbled to be considered to run for a position for service to our Sunset Empire Park and Recreation District Board of Directors, and I am asking for your vote for position 1. I have lived in this district for just shy of 25 years. As of Labor Day, it will be 25 years. And I say that because immediately upon moving here, I found with my children that I had an unforeseen and immediate childcare need when the first graders, my daughter Laura was 6, she was going to attend school 1 hour less than her brother. So that meant my job as a nurse would finish at 1 hour after my daughter got home. And so I followed the bus on the first day of school because I always take that day off to be home with my children when they finish their first day of school. And I found the Sunset Pool. And I went in and I asked, is there any way you can help me? I was introduced to several wonderful people, including Mary Blake, who was the executive director at the time. And we fashioned a way for my 6-year-old to get off the bus up to 5 days during the school week to go to the youth center for drop-in childcare for just a moment, because they didn't really do drop-in, and fashion a way for my daughter to go over for swim lessons. And that allowed for me to pick her up when I finished my position as a nurse at Providence. And anyway, at that point, that started a 25 now almost year association with this special district. And I have been grateful to be involved in this district in multiple activities with all the facilities since 1996. My daughter grew up as a swimmer and then as an employee of Sunset Empire Park and Recreation District. I was a swim parent. I became a meet director, a park and I then became a stroke and turn judge, and I finished my work as a starter in training. And then I was injured at work severely, and physical therapy introduced me to working in the water at the pool at Sunset Pool. And I was able to then, for the last 3 years, be involved to improve my mobility and increase my strength and be able to just move, which I am grateful for. And back in the end of 2019, there was, I was hearing about some unrest with the Sunset Empire Park and Recreation Board of Directors. And I was asked to write a letter, which I did. And then I started attending meetings there. I saw unrest, and as as people stepped away to resign, I was asked to interview, and in April I was appointed to Sunset Empire Park and Recreation District Position 1 Board of Directors to fill a vacancy. I have been on this board for 1 year, and I'm very grateful to be here.
Thank you, Sue, and thank you for the little correction on the name as well. I've got some questions, and you've covered some of this, so let me just maybe ask them, and if you want to add anything more, you can do that. So
Certainly.
the first question is if you can tell us a bit about yourself and what kind of experience and expertise you bring to the table for the position.
As a nurse with a 40-year career, I bring skills that include communication. I don't mean to joke, but I appreciate the statement, I have 2 ears and 1 mouth. I should listen twice as much. And also, I don't learn very much if I'm doing the talking. So I want to hear from people. And I truly believe that every complaint is a gift because it gives you an opportunity in service to your community to make improvements or to help explain why things are done a certain way. I feel that our Sunset Empire Park and Recreation District is a gem in our community, and I want to promote the mission and vision statements that I wholeheartedly believe in to sustain and engage our community in play, positive life activities for you. And that means everyone from age 0 as an infant learning to the basic swimming survival skills to the 100-year-old person who may, or 101, to be in the water to promote their own health, because we want to promote healthy, life sustainable activities. And that also includes activities such as expanding your educational opportunities through different topics that you might choose to learn about. And so Sunset Empire Park and Recreation District involves much more than just Sunset Pool. That is our center point, but there is a learner pool. There is the hot tub, and then there is a gym. We have the wonderful Bob Chisholm Community Center. We have the Youth Center. We have Broadway Field. We have community gardens. We have quite a few activities that we want to promote the involvement of all our citizens in being able to play.
Okay, thank you. So the second question, and you just addressed this in part, which is why you're running for the position again. But then, what kind of things do you want to accomplish on the board in this term?
My interest in being offered the opportunity to have your vote to support me running for this position include the fact that, as I mentioned when I first started speaking, what I saw when I started on this board was a form of chaos and raised voices. And so I brought the concept of decorum, which includes being able to have each voice on the board heard. And again, each person in the audience have an opportunity to speak. I believe that we are a team, and the group of us that are involved in that board. At this time, we've got 4 new members that were appointed and our 1 member who was given the vote, and that is Mike Hinton. We are all running for re-election. We have a team of people that are working together to promote the needs of this community. And I know we have recently, one decision that I was involved with back in June of 2020 was the alarming concern I had about the purchase of Broadway Middle School. At that time, as I want to say, my skills include listening. They also include asking questions. And what I learned at that time was Broadway Middle School had asbestos. And when I moved here, asbestos was a product in my own newly purchased remodeled home. And we had to stop and have it removed and inspected. And it is a safe building to live in. And I've been living in this house since 1997. And so I was concerned. So in the time period that I voted with 2 board members to not pursue the purchase of Broadway Middle School. Please note that the agenda at the time was to table it for 2 years. I declined to be involved with a 2-year decision, and I asked that we address 1 year. And in that time period, I went and got information. I went to Skylar Archibald, our executive director, and I asked the questions. I was able to get the answers. So when we had a very disruptive and unfortunate incident with the chairman of the board of directors, we felt it was necessary, because the behavior had been unethical and illegal. We needed to go back and revisit all decisions that were involved from the incident. And that was December of 2019, all the way through to the decisions that we were involved in 2020. So that included Broadway Middle School and the consideration of purchasing it or not. And I had done my due diligence. I had talked with Skylar. I had received reports from the school. I had also received a report from a gentleman. I had asked Skylar to get me more information, and a local gentleman was able to go in and give his information. And I changed my mind, because walking in as a person who did not have any information, I asked questions. And asking those questions, I was able to not only get information, but change my opinion to be supportive of the purchase of Broadway Middle School. And I want to assure people that despite what may be present in opinions that want to arouse concern, that our children right now in Broadway Middle School are in the 6th grade pod, built in 1994. And that is the area that has no asbestos, no chemicals that are of concern. And we have several parents that have put their children in that building. Our youth center has now, which we have outgrown, is now able to be over there as well. And that is another cost-saving measure that we can offer our community.
Okay. So maybe thinking about your term, or even the span of time before it, do you think that there's anything that the board could have done better, or that you would change sort of in retrospect?
I've been on the board for 1 year. In the position I was in with my children growing up, I was working full time. So I was not, and my job was till 7:30 at night. And I also did an additional job as wound care. So I was working a job and a half. And so I didn't have the time to invest in going to meetings. I was volunteering in the community as a smart reader and in Aspire, a program in the high school. And I continue with the Aspire work at this time. So I got involved when I was asked a question and I sought answers. So I started to attend the meetings. I saw a lack of decorum. I believe that I have brought that to the table, and I believe the team of people we have now, 4 appointed and 1 elected, and all 5 of us running for re-election, are an amazing group of people that are interested in service to the community, to promote the concerns that we have identified regarding, there's a term, childcare desert, and we can offer, we have been offering essential workers childcare during the COVID time. And so right now we want to expand our opportunities for childcare. We want to look at sports tourism. We have this building that the parts that we are using, we want to promote activities there that promote the mission and vision statement for our community. I would like to address, which I don't believe I have the time frame to do in this interview, that I am very grateful for the Clatsop County Democratic Central Committee offering this opportunity. I don't believe I have the time to address the concerns about the homeless situation and the fact that somehow Broadway Middle School, which is being called Sunset Recreation Center at this time, was not able to be involved with to promote an answer to the homeless situation. And there was a lot of misinformation. And at this time, I am so grateful to say that a community church of the Lighthouse Church has stepped in to be helpful. I was able to attend the church, or excuse me, the city council meeting recently, and I am so grateful. When the information was released about our agency, Sunset Empire Park and Recreation District, looking and declining to work with to make Sunset Recreation Center a homeless center, we were looking at the fact that there are children coming in for daycare at 7 a.m. There are no, contrary to published misinformation, there are no barricades that close off one part of the school from another. And then the activities of, for example, the basketball league coming in, we've got children coming in the evening to play sports. The Sunset Recreation Center could not be a place for the homeless. However, all of us are humanitarians. I actually suggested that the vacant Bob Chisholm Community Center be offered, and Skylar went to the city, and it was declined. So we are not, I'm simply trying to be grateful that the Lighthouse Church has stepped up to offer assistance. And I want to offer an apology of misinformation that was provided, that Sunset Empire Park and Recreation District had planned to do that. I want to promote a message of positive activities that we are looking at growing and developing as we outgrow the Bob Chisholm Community Center, as we have outgrown the youth center. We are promoting activities to play and providing the mission and vision that Sunset Empire Park and Recreation District has been established to promote.
Okay, great. So I guess just to wrap up, is there anything we've missed, that any other issue that you want to address before we bid each other good night, as it were?
Well, again, my thanks to the Clatsop County Democratic Central Committee, and to you, Andy, for offering this opportunity for you, the citizen, to get to know me a little better. I would want to just simply add that I don't want to tell you what to do. I'm interested in you getting to know me, getting informed through the forums that we will offer, getting involved and getting information to be informed, to make a best decision in what you want for the future of Sunset Empire Park and Recreation District. That includes talking to Skylar, talking to our team, and attending. We have a workshop coming up on the 13th. We have our next board meeting coming up, I believe, on the 27th. And I would invite you to be involved so that you can make your decision. The loudest voice in the room isn't necessarily the correct voice. So please, there's a lot of misinformation out there about what's going on and what we're doing. And I would like you to make your own decision and be informed, and please vote on May 18th. That's the most important thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sue. And we want to thank you for joining us and especially for running for office and serving your community. We all
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.